So Aaron, like, I think what's cool about this match coming up is that, so I was paying attention to the teams. Every single player has Tapu Lele or Tapu Fini or both. There's only one Tapu Bulu in the tournament on Alex's side, and only one Tapu Koko on Marcus's side. So one of those Tapus is going to be knocked out of the tournament from here on, and I don't know.
Right.
What do you think about that? Which I know the teams aren't up on screen, but do you remember, from what you remember, what do you think about the matchup? How do you feel going into it?
Right. I mean, Alex, we saw, has that now ego. And now ego is like, oh, I want to threaten all the Tapus. But one thing that we did know was that it didn't have that life orb item. And that actually makes like the damage calculations a lot different, because with that life orb, you like pick up one hit knockouts on a lot of things. But without it, it might be a little bit harder. But I think we're actually going to jump into
we're jumping right into it.
Away. And so we're going to see Alex go with the Logan Torkoal lead. Meanwhile, Marcus going for that version and the Tapu Fini.
And I will say, guys, from what I can see, it looks like Alex is wearing a hat, and it looks really good. That's all I'm saying. But oh my gosh, like, if you're Marcus, you basically, the only thing you have going for you in this position is you have fake out. That's it. Like, all you have here is fake out, and the fact that Alex can't put you to sleep. But both your mons are really threatened by what Alex has in the field, and he also has the option to bring in his Bulu and go for a sleep powder. So I don't know. I feel like Alex is the one, I think, exerting the pressure, but I also feel like he's the one with, like, his position is a little bit more volatile. You know, like, if he gets this turn wrong, or if he gets like the next few turns wrong, he'll lose a lot more, I think, than Marcus is, which is just kind of a fact about a bulky, or like a more offensive team versus a bulky team. What do you think?
Yeah, so Misty Terrain here obviously prevents any sleep from happening, but we could, like you said, say a switch out. But looks like Alex is actually going to play it safe this first turn. He's going to go for the Protect with Logan, actually going for the double Protect, a very smart play that you typically want to go against when you have a fake out user on the opposing side. So we're not going to see a parting shot come out, and Tapu Fini will just go for the Moonblast there into the Torkoal, maybe expecting a switch out there, not getting it. So if you're Alex, like, you've probably got to be a little bit content because you made it past the first turn. You know, the fake out was blown and you didn't take any damage. Fini didn't go for a Calm Mind, and there was no switch out on Marcus's end. So you're in the exact same position as before. And like you addressed, like, I think Alex definitely threatens really offensively here, especially if Logan has, you know, a Leaf Storm or a Grassy MZ to knock out the Tapu Fini, because that's something that is not used that commonly, but it's definitely something that you have to be a little bit aware of, because if it does happen, then Fini will just get one shot here, and that's huge. Yeah,
and we've seen that Marcus's Persian is not holding the Assault Vest. So if Alex wants to, he can just go after your Eruption, or he can just go after that Fini. So Marcus probably protecting his Fini here, or maybe not. Maybe he's going for prediction. Arcanine does come in from Marcus, intimidating both of these special attackers. Not going to be very effective in terms of intimidate, but Alex actually withdraws his Torkoal and brings in his the bull. The bull's on the field. Aaron, what's going to happen? I don't know. Do you think he Bloom Doomed, or do you think
he's the Bloom Doom? I think maybe.
The Sleep Powder? It's a Protect.
Is it a sleep powder? You're right.
Oh, it's a Leaf Storm. Oh, into Fini. Okay. I don't know, man. Yeah,
there was a lot to digest there.
Yeah, I think I have indigestion from that. Really, really interesting turn. So I don't know. I still feel like Alex is in control here, right? He's got his terrain up. He can sleep powder. He could really just sleep powder the Arcanine and attack with a grass move into the Bulu, because Fini's not doing anything. We've seen his Calm Mind. Like, at best, it Moonblast something, but it's going to recover with grassy terrain. I don't know. Like, Arcanine obviously threatens both of these Pokemon, but there's a chance it goes to sleep. It takes a nap. So what do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, I think it's just really scary, because anytime you use Logan, you know you might be having to rely on Sleep Powder. But looks like Alex actually wants to play it safe. He does reveal all of his Pokemon. It's going to be 40 on 2 coming in here. So let's see. It's going to get most likely, the attack increase there. And everyone's just switching out Pokemon. You can see how both players are really just trying to maneuver into a good position. Let's see if Alex stays in with Logan. He does, but doesn't attack. Instead, goes for Protect, doesn't try to Sleep Powder, and Arcanine does go for the Flare Blitz. But
into Bulu.
Yeah.
That's not what I expected, honestly.
Well, and that actually does a decent amount there. I mean, it's
it gets sun boosted.
Yep. It's damage that you can't ignore, and the Arcanine actually heals back from the grassy terrain, as does Porygon, but that's actually pretty nice there. Arcanine being able to, recover a little bit of that recoil damage, and now Alex is kind of in an awkward position because he protected that Lilligant last turn. So now it's like, do you stay in with it? Because Persian can just fake out, and Arcanine can Flare Blitz, but of course Alex has the potential to switch the Lilligant out into Torkoal.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the kind of what Alex has to do. He can stand with Lilligant, but it makes his Trick Room option a lot worse. He actually does stand with Lilligant. Maybe he doesn't go for Trick Room, or maybe he wants Lilligant to go down so that he gets a free switch into Torkoal. Let's see. Flare Blitz comes out into Lilligant. So Lilligant's off the field. Did Alex go for Trick Room? Did he capitalize on this? We have seen that Marcus' Persian is taunt, so if he didn't, he might not get another opportunity. Arcanine again take a lot of recoil. Let's see. Alex is smiling. Trick Room goes up. Ooh.
I really like that play. I think what Alex was probably thinking is, okay, like Marcus here has like two potential plays. One is to like double up into the Lilligant slot, which is probably likely. But the other thing I have to be aware of is he could just go for the taunt onto Porygon and not fake out my Lilligant. So the idea behind that is, okay, I'll punish you. So if you don't go for the fake out onto Lilligant, I can just put you to sleep or go for a Leaf Storm. And if you do double up onto my Lilligant, then you allow me to set up Trick Room for free and my Torkoal comes in.
That's exactly right. And I think that was actually really clever awareness by Alex. Pokemon's a weird game because sometimes your best play is to lose a Pokemon in order to gain positioning. And I think this is a really, really good example of that. We have seen that Alex is holding Fire MZ on that Torkoal. So he has kind of this one super powerful attack. We know that Marcus's Persian does not have Protect, but he does have a safe switch into Tapu Fini. So this is kind of an interesting situation where I feel like Alex honestly might want to Fire MZ into the Arcanine, but I don't know. Like, there's so many things coming on. Persian coming back. I assume this is Fini, honestly. Wants to override the Grassy Terrain. Mainly wants to bring in a Fire Resist here and start wasting turns with Trick Room. But let's see what Alex did to capitalize. Misty Surge, overriding Grassy Terrain. We do know Tapu Bulu's in back. The real question is, it's Eruption, actually. So that's interesting. He doesn't go for the Fire Aims. He just launches a lot of damage. This should do a good chunk. Yeah, it's a good chunk. Thunderbolt coming out into the Arcanine. It should actually activate the berry, I think. It doesn't activate the berry.
No, it doesn't, but the Flare Blitz is going to put it in that range, I think.
Yes. Now the berry should be activated, and that's, I think, still a pretty good position for Marcus. Second turn to Trick Room, so obviously he still has to survive a lot more, but Arcanine getting so much health back and weakening the power of Eruption, and Sun fades. Were you counting, Aaron? I was not counting.
I was not counting either.
Aaron's gone. Aaron's gone, guys.
No. So I think one thing that's interesting is we saw Lilligant Torkoal dominate in the beginning of the season. Or not dominate, but a lot of players were using it. And that's because, Fini wasn't really used at all until Enosh kind of innovated with that. But now Fini is a lot more common. And you can see that, Eruption did a decent amount of damage. But Torkoal here, fire type attacks against Arcanine and Fini, like they're still both at pretty comfortable range, and that's already one turn of Trick Room gone. It's likely that another turn of Trick Room will just be burned here. So Alex got the Trick Room up, but he really needs to capitalize. And we're gonna see Snorlax.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Double switch out. Oh, Alex is laughing. Oh no! Is it a happy laugh or is it a sad laugh? It looks like not. It does not look like a happy laugh. Oh no! Alex protects. Alex, not like this, man. Come on! Thunderbolt coming out. Into the Snorlax, that's not going to do enough damage. Oh my goodness! And I don't know. It feels like Marcus's train is pulling out of the station, and Alex is getting left behind. Man, like this game is not over, but
that was a bad turn. Yeah, brilliant play there by Marcus. He knows, the Flare Blitz last turn, I think, was pretty good, too, because it meant that Torkoal's Eruption honestly does significantly less. And against Snorlax, it's all about positioning to yourself where your opponent can't outdamage you, and then you can, either go for Curse or heal back with Recycle. So Snorlax is, one reason why Snorlax is so good in this format is because a lot of Trick Room teams struggle against it because of its bulk and its ability to waste Trick Room. And Persian now even pressures with Fake Out. So Torkoal protected last turn. This turn, Marcus could just Fake Out the Torkoal, and Porygon's not going to do very much. So perfect positioning by Marcus.
Actually, part of the reason why I really like that switch from Marcus is that either his basically by Flare Blitzing the Arcanine, Flare Blitzing the Torkoal, he weakened the power of Eruption. So he forced Alex to go for his Fire MZ if he wanted to do a lot of damage. And even if Persian goes down, now Alex has lost one of his main sources of damage output. So I don't know. I think that play actually made a lot of sense. And also, I forgot that the sun wasn't up, but that also basically reduces Torkoal's special attack by a full stage than what we're used to. So there's a lot of factors at play here. And now Marcus is using Curse. Snorlax most likely going to underspeed that Torkoal. So Alex can protect, but he's stalling on his own Trick Room at this point. Yeah,
I mean, Alex just really hasn't gotten much damage off on the board. And last time we saw the Fake Out go into Torkoal. Very safe play by Marcus. Marcus knows he gets a free Curse up with Snorlax because Porygon can't even status condition you under Misty Terrain. So really good positioning by Marcus. And he's really highlighting how to play against Torkoal. His team is a very good composition because it has Fini and Arcanine. Both of those can take those fire type attacks so well. But we're going to see Torkoal switch out into Bulu. So Bulu does threaten the Snorlax, a decent amount. But Snorlax is already at +1 defense. And even once it gets one Curse off, that's a big difference.
So high horsepower actually coming out. Alex making a great switch, bringing in his Bulu and the high horsepower. Thunderbolt again. Alex is trying to chip away at this Snorlax, but he has actually effectively given it. He's not doing anything, and unless Marcus brings in, if Marcus doesn't bring in his Fini, he's also given the Snorlax a leftovers recovery in addition to a 50% berry, in addition to Gluttony. So I would expect Arcanine to come in here. What do you think, Aaron? This is the last turn of Trick Room.
Yeah, that would make the most sense because you get that Intimidate off and you actually have the grassy terrain. Like you said, you called it. It's going to be Arcanine coming back in. Intimidate against a Pokemon like Tapu Bulu, like that actually makes such a big difference too because Bulu is one of those Pokemon that's like, okay, I'm going to hit you for really hard, but that one Intimidate makes it so that like you don't pick up that knockout that you otherwise would. And by reducing its damage output, especially with a bulky team like Marcus's, it means that it procs those 50% berries and those all the healing that Marcus has on his team. And so Marcus has played this really, really well, I thought. He stalled out Trick Room. Alex wasn't able to get anything off that Trick Room. And Alex is in this position where it's like, okay, do I set up Trick Room again? Because if I do, Snorlax sweeps me. But if I don't, like Arcanine and the faster Pokemon on this team sweep me. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think Marcus has been playing really well, and Alex is definitely in kind of a tricky position because Porygon's not doing any damage right now.
Yes, absolutely. And also, so important things to note, Marcus is actually a +1 defense, and Tapu Bulu are normally physical. So, that Tapu Bulu isn't, even with the Grassium Z, it probably isn't going to pick up the KO on that Snorlax thanks to Intimidate and the increased stage of defense. The other thing is that Tapu Bulu could actually be Choice Scarf because I was paying attention to Grassy Terrain, which heals in speed order. I think that might be Choice Scarf, and Bulu moved before or healed before Arcanine. So, where there's a Rock Slide, there's a way. That's a common saying in VGC, and unfortunately, there might be no way, thanks to Flare Boost connecting. But it was a great idea by Alex. He recognized his win condition. And yeah, honestly, like I this game isn't over for sure, but Alex is in a tough position. But I feel like Marcus is kind of slowly kind of like pried away Alex's lead. But I feel like if Alex had just maybe taken a few more risks, this would have been a lot more doable. Like I don't think that this matchup is like I wouldn't be surprised at all to have Alex bring this back in subsequent games.
Yes, absolutely. And I think one of the biggest opportunities was when the Snorlax switched in.
Yeah.
I think Alex just has to manage against the Arcanine and the Tapu Fini a little bit better. Maybe now Ego's a Pokemon worth bringing the next match because now Ego pressures Coco, Fini, and Arcanine. Obviously, with Nio Ego, you're always like, whenever there's a Kartana on the opposing team, you really got to think twice about bringing it. But it's not like Alex doesn't have answers against Kartana. He's got Porygon too, and he's got Torkoal. Marcus now is up 4-2, and this Snorlax is still looking really healthy. With the berry, Torkoal's going to be able to set up the sun again, but Marcus still has 2 Pokemon in the back. It's not over by any means, but it's definitely looking really good. Like you mentioned, Marcus just kind of slowly picking away at it, getting a knockout before really Alex has been able to do much, and now he's staring down. Alex is still staring down 4 Pokemon, and Torkoal can't really hit that Tapu Fini in the back either. He does have Thunderbolt on Porygon though.
So there's this game actually. I think Alex actually has a win condition because Marcus chose to curse earlier. That means that his Snorlax underspeeds the Torkoal, but that's not a good thing because Trick Room is expired. So maybe if Alex wants to use his Fire EMZ and maybe set a Trick Room here, he can proceed to sweep if he has Heat Wave, for example. And we know Porygon 2 has Thunderbolt, so maybe there's a chance. Arcanine is such low HP and Persian's not the bulkiest, so maybe with some good predictions he can actually bring this back.
I think Alex honestly needs to go for that play right now.
Yeah.
But you see a Protect.
Yeah, not what I was expecting necessarily, but let's see. I'm sure Alex has a plan here. Flare Boost's coming out. I think maybe Marcus wants to KO his own Arcanine with Recoil. Let's see. He doesn't, unfortunately. And Porygon 2 goes for Recover, so that's a good play from Porygon 2. Heals back at health. But now, I don't know, Aaron. It's looking kind of. Okay. I see what Marcus was expecting. So Marcus there goes to Recycle. You guys might be a little confused, but Marcus is expecting to take a fire attack from Alex's Torkoal, heal it back, and then maybe bring in his Persian and go from there, and maybe his Fini, maybe just stalling Sun turns. But again, Grassy Terrain healing some health. It's looking rough for Alex, but maybe there's a way out.
Yeah, I think the win condition you assess is actually a really good one. It's really scary for Alex, though, because like last year he could have gone for it, but do we predict Snorlax to switch out? Because if it switches out into Fiend, then you just waste your Z Crystal. Yeah, and that would be so bad for you because if you don't get that knockout, then Snorlax is able to come back in, and then it has its berry still, so then it can just continue to recycle up and heal back up. So one important decision right now from Marcus's end is he going to switch out that Snorlax? Is he going to risk Torkoal going for the Z move? Because like you said, Alex could pull this around if he sets up a Trick Room with Torkoal. He does switch out into Persian. That's an interesting switch in my opinion because I would have expected I don't know, maybe Fini to come in there to take a Z move, but he Flare Blitzes into the Torkoal, gonna do more damage, weaken the Eruption further, still hangs in. Oh my goodness. Was not expecting that. No Trick Room.
No Trick Room. And Fire EMZ comes out. So I think a good switch by Marcus. Guess he wants to sack the Persian here.
I think that makes sense because like Fini still actually threatens both of those Pokemon. Against Porygon, you can Calm Mind up in front of it, and against Torkoal, it's going to be Muddy Water and Sun, but it still does a decent amount of damage because Torkoal's special defense is kind of bad, and you can you stay on the field a little bit longer. Whereas Persian, like I need it, like Marcus uses it to kind of position himself into better positions. Like, let me lower your special attack so I can get something in for free. But at this point, like Alex doesn't have any switch outs, so there's not much need for Persian anymore, I think, at this point. So might as well just make sure your Feeny comes in as kind of healthy as possible.
Absolutely. And Alex, no, I was looking at Alex, and he raised a finger, and he seemed to be looking at the camera. So maybe Alex has a plan that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe he's just like pointing, but yeah, I don't know. So Tapu Fini does come in here, but that means, okay, because Marcus switched out of Snorlax, this is now a position where, first of all, he can't taunt because he lost his Persian, and second of all, when he brings that Snorlax back in, it's not going to underspeed that Torkoal anymore, and that's actually really interesting in my opinion. So this actually, like, I thought this was like so over. I was like, yeah, poor Alex.
Me
like,
too, yeah.
But
Alex
he's bringing it back. Flare Blitz comes out.
No
I think.
protect from Torkoal though.
Let's see. Flare Blitz into the Porygon 2. Does he call this correctly? If he calls this correctly, imagine this is Solar Beam. If he's Solar Beam, Fini, he might win. Calm Mind from Fini. Oh, Alex is shaking his hands all over the place. I don't know what he's trying to say. I think he's trying to communicate with sign language. Alex, I'm sorry, I don't speak whatever sign language that's not the dialect I know. Solar Beam comes out, which means a Trick Room. Wait, yeah. Which means a Trick Room comes out.
What?
Alex Ogloza is a madman.
That's not going to knock out, I don't think.
No, but it doesn't activate the berry either.
This is going to be really close.
I am on the edge of my seat. I am shaking in my boots. I honestly don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, it seems like Marcus could just curse and protect, maybe.
Yeah. I think that the scary thing here is that Snorlax is still such a big threat. Like, Snorlax is going to win the 1v1 against Porygon. So if you're Marcus right now, you know, okay, I have to get rid of this Torkoal. Because Fini actually got that Calm Mind off, a Solar Beam, like, you have to double up into the Fini to knock it out. But if you double up into it, you know, Snorlax, like you said, I think the safe play here is to just protect and maybe go for a curse. But you could also try to maybe punish Alex, hoping that he doubles up into Snorlax or something like that. So even though that was a really good play, Alex has definitely brought this back from, like, he was down 4-2. I think it's still a little bit tricky because he doesn't have that great answers to Snorlax. And we know that we've seen, Eruption, Solar Beam, and Protect. So I don't think we've seen Torkoal's last attack yet, have we?
Yeah. No, we haven't.
Right, so that could make a difference. Like, if it's like Fire Blast or something, let's single target, like, a hit a lot.
Yeah.
If anything, like, Alex has to be aware that the sun's going to run out soon as well. So,
he doesn't protect it. Alex calls it. Oh my gosh, Aaron, this is pretty big. Do you think it's going to KO? Do you think it's going to KO the Fini? It might. It's going to be close.
He's hoping for a crit, I think.
Oh my gosh. If he reverses Trick Room, he doesn't even have to. Wait, did Alex Ogloza just bring this back?
He reversed his own Trick Room. I
don't know. Because Snorlax underspeeds the Porygon too, but even if he doesn't, he can just protect and reverse Trick Room next turn. Oh my gosh. Recover. Yeah. That's also amazing. That's very interesting.
Wow, that was such. I didn't think Solar Beam would knock out Fini.
Honestly, no, neither did I.
I think Marcus probably thought that too. So when that's why I was like, oh, he has to double up into it. But based off how much damage it did last turn, it looked like, oh, Fini can survive that pretty comfortably. But if I had to guess, like, maybe last turn it was kind of a low roll and this time it was a high roll. So suddenly Alex has knocked out 3 Pokemon while Marcus hasn't been able to knock out anything. However, Snorlax is like the one Pokemon that can really pull this off. And Sun's about to expire, and he still has his berry, I believe.
That is all those things are correct. So the other factor is that I don't know my calcs, but I'm on +1 return. Torkoal has amazing physical defense, so he might have to rely on high horsepower. It does connect.
He didn't protect.
He didn't protect. Ogloza has no fear and raises his hands. I don't know, but this isn't necessarily over because Misty Terrain is sure to expire soon, right? And then Ice Beam could freeze, and that could be the end of just about everything, honestly.
I think, so people might be wondering, like, why didn't Alex protect her? That would make, like, that's so obvious. I think the fear is let's say Alex just protects and Porygon reverses Trick Room. Then the next turn, because Snorlax still has his berry, it's just another high horsepower away from knocking out the Torkoal. As we do see Thunderbolt, doesn't do that much. Snorlax should be able to win the 1v1, as I mentioned, against Porygon. Wow, this was a crazy game. Like, I think the reason why Alex didn't protect her was because he was really hoping Marcus would be like, oh, protect Torkoal is so obvious. I'm just going to attack into Porygon. And that way Alex gets 2 fire-type attacks up against Snorlax. That plus Porygon outside of Trick Room might just be enough to seal up the deal. But Marcus realizing, okay, I can't let this Torkoal get 2 attacks off. So how do I deny it? I attack it now. If he sets up Trick Room, he still only gets 1 attack off.
That's exactly right. And I think, like, what you have to keep in mind is that Alex might have known that, first of all, that was the last turn of Sun. So Alex might have known that the only way he was going to completely bring this back is by taking risks. And so he might have just decided, hey, like, I know this is a crazy play, but I'm just going to try and get a fire attack and Sun off, maybe a heat wave, and then maybe another heat wave or like another fire type attack. And Alex is a VGC player, and he says, Mark. Oh my god! Oh my god! Snorlax is. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sorry, Alex. Oh no, you got your hopes up for nothing. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Press one if you feel bad for Alex. That was sad.
Honestly, the odds were still astronomically bad because with the berry, like we need like 8 turns. But I guess with freeze, that's like the one status condition.
Yeah. Oh, poor Alex. Oh no. Okay, Porygon 2 takes a return here. I believe his Porygon 2 is named Puddles. This isn't over. He still has one more chance to freeze, and then he could also just recover. But yeah, Alex just goes to the freeze. He's saying, "Please, please, Puddles, let's get some ice up in here." Snorlax eats the berry. I don't know the order, but I think that means it didn't freeze if the berry activates first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marcus is smiling at the camera. He's got his German grin on. He says, "Hee hee, I have bested you, Alex. Game 1. I will see you for game 2." But yeah, that's the end of it. Guys, honestly, wait, he says something. What does Alex say? Can you see it, Aaron?
I can't.
I think it's a GG. Or maybe it's a go follow Wolf and Aaron on Twitter.
That was a really fun game, honestly, because it was like, I think like honestly, I was like at this point, I think Marcus has all the tools to win, and I think like he like didn't make any like he didn't overextend at any point. I think Marcus realized, okay, as long as I conserve Snorlax, like Alex is gonna run out of resources soon, right? Like Trick Room expires at a certain point, Sun expires at a certain point, and I like when he smartly switched out that Snorlax, the Z Crystal was wasted. But the crazy thing is, if Alex just went for the Fire Z move, the turn Snorlax stayed in and attacked.
Yeah, that absolutely, like, I could not agree more. And that's part of why, like, okay, so part of the reason why Pokemon is such a cool game is that you can never really tell what's going to happen. You know, like sometimes positions are like pretty irrecoverable. Is that a word? But like for you guys heard Aaron and I, we were like, yeah, let's talk about the next game. Like, I don't know, like we don't like this one's pretty much over. And Alex nearly brought that back, and he was even if that Ice Beam had stayed, if Snorlax had stayed frozen, Marcus didn't have a berry at that point. So like it's not unreasonable to think that like with just a little bit of luck, Alex could have been easily in control of that game. And I think also like I don't think Alex capitalized on the early game as much as he could have. So even though like it looked like Marcus is in like a really commanding position in the mid game, I just don't see how he's going to get around that Torkoal Lilligant Bulu combination, especially considering Bulu makes Lilligant such a strong offensive threat in addition to Sleep Powder, in addition to overriding Misty Terrain, and especially with Scarf Bulu. I don't know, there's like so much at play here. There was a couple turns where I think Alex kind of just played defensively and switched around. Like there was the turn where he protected Lilligant as Marcus brought in his his Persian, and like I feel like from there that was when Marcus started to regain control. But I definitely think Alex has shown that he has the tools, he has the mentality, he has the guts, he has the determination. He has the duck. He has everything he needs. And one last thing, I'm so sorry, Aaron. I know I'm on a roll here, but both these players, guys, I just want to give a huge thank you to both these players because Marcus, it's currently 6 a.m. right now, and Marcus has displayed it out of his mind. And Alex just is like, it looked like he was coughing in the stream, so I think he's sick and struggling with like that. So both these players, despite like pretty serious physical limitations, like are still playing out of their mind, still giving us an amazing show. So I'd like to say thank you to them and thank you for doing this, and thank you guys for watching. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that was really great. I think, I'm really excited actually to see how Alex adjusts here because now he goes to Pokemon. I think like actually could have made it a significant impact offensively. Mm-hmm. The thing about now he goes like you don't want to bring it against one Kartana. Snorlax gives now he goes some troubles too because it kind of just walls it. But the thing is, if you can at least like put yourself in a position where you're forcing Marcus to switch and you're putting on offensive pressure, like maybe that's enough for you. So I'm wondering if that's going to make it a reappearance. Because I think it really could make a difference. I think Alex is really just want to capitalize more off his offensive tools because he was mainly relying on Torkoal in the end game there, but he has multiple ways to do a lot of damage. So we're going to see the Persian and the Feeny lead here come out from Marcus. Alex is going to choose to go with, looks like Now We Go does come out.
Oh, you're right.
Nice.
Wow.
So very different, completely switching it up on Alex's end this time, but I think this is a really smart adjustment for a bunch of reasons. First of all, now Ego's in a pretty good position right now because sure, Tapu Fini can muddy water, but now Ego's special defense is like nothing you can laugh at. Like it actually survives a lot of special type attacks, and we know it doesn't do very much damage here. So basically, this kind of like I feel like forces a fake out maybe into Now Ego, and it gives Alex some positioning because if you fake out Now Ego, then you can't prevent the Trick Room. But
protect from Nihilego. So Marcus is carrying Taunt. So I'm kind of curious. He goes for a fake out into Nihilego. So let's see. This is probably Calm Mind. Yeah, Calm Mind coming out from Feeny. And I'm really curious. Do you think Porygon 2 sits at the Trick Room here?
Yeah, I feel like, that's maybe what Alex is going to go for. Otherwise, like, he could go for a Thunderbolt. Yeah, actually
he does.
Okay.
Okay, so here's some interesting things. In Alex's game versus Viera, he did a similar lead with, I believe it was Nihilego Porygon 2. And his goal, I think, was use Nihilego kind of as bait and kind of use it as like some quick offensive pressure and kind of like force the opponent to KO it so he gets a free switch into Torkoal, as he says, Trick Room. So that could be a similar situation. And part of the reason why I think Persian is so good here is because it can parting shot that Nihilego before it attacks. And that's like a really good way of lowering its special attack because Nihilego is so threatening. So, yes.
I think the one thing is, as we do see the parting shot, like you mentioned, it is going to target that Nihilego. So, Feeny, normally a Pokemon that has to be a little bit scared of the Sludge Bomb, but at this point, he's at +1 special defense, and now he goes at -1. We might see Snorlax coming here to take advantage of the Trick Room.
That's right.
So I like what Markus is doing here, basically saying, okay, I'll let you set up Trick Room because I know you're not going to do too much to me. The Sludge Bomb is going to target down that Feeny, but because of all those boosts, it's going to be able to survive with a good amount of HP. We're going to see the Muddy Water come out. Accuracy drop here could be very annoying as Nihilego falls just under 50%. Porygon going to launch another Thunderbolt. This might put Feeny into its berry range, though.
I think it should, yeah. Actually, okay, I actually really like the way that Alex is playing this because I would bet any amount of anything that Alex probably has Torkoal in the back. And the fact of the matter is the way that he's playing this is he's focusing that Tapu Fini before he sets Trick Room so that when he brings Torkoal in, he can immediately threaten it. And Markus is almost in an awkward position here where if he decides to curse, Alex doesn't have to use Trick Room. He's waiting to use Trick Room until he has the perfect opportunity. So he just attacks. Alex doesn't care. Sludge Bomb comes out.
Yeah, and no protects or switch out. Oh, that's huge.
No.
Muddy Water misses the Nihilego. So no protects or switch outs there. That would have knocked out the Nihilego, obviously. Porygon is just going to launch another Thunderbolt. Like you said, targeting down the Feeny. Oh, wow. Did it picked up the knockout.
I'm really surprised at that. Was it boosted special attack? Did you see?
No. I didn't think Porygon's
so.
just a little bit more offensive, honestly.
What did he say?
I'm in it for the meme.
I'm in it for the meme. Oh, no. Alex Ogloza is out of control. Please, someone stop him. This guy is off the rails. Last time it was Marcus's train was leaving the station. Right now, Alex is out of control. Yeah.
No, I really like your analysis from earlier because it seemed a little bit silly, right? Like, why would you keep targeting down Feeny? Like, it's going to heal back, but through a combination of super effective attacks, despite the Calm Mind boost, like, he actually picked up the knockout there, and Snorlax got that curse off. But like you mentioned, the awkward thing about using curse in this matchup is Alex is in control because he has the speed control, right? He can reverse Trick Room however he wants, whereas Markus is like, okay, I'll curse, so I'll punish your Trick Room, but Alex can just reverse Trick Room for that. So I think he really is trying to set himself up for maybe a Torkoal sweep in the late game, and Persian doesn't do much offensively here. Markus, is in an okay position here, but you really have to wonder what Alex has in the back because the way he's been playing it is basically setting up whoever he has in the third and fourth slots.
Yeah, and I think it's probably Torkoal, but if he has Lilligant in the back, maybe he doesn't want to set Trick Room, Maybe he wants to do things a little differently. Fake Out actually comes out into Nihilego. That's not what I expected. Are you surprised about that Fake Out target?
Yeah, because Nihilego's not doing too much damage at this point, but Alex actually choosing not to go for a recover, just launching a Thunderbolt into Snorlax immediately. And Snorlax just going for a return and target down that Porygon. It doesn't pick up the knockout, though. Comes so close.
Yeah, that's a really interesting turn because if Alex had gone for a recover there, I feel like he would have been in a really pretty decent position.
Yes.
We do know that Markus has Taunt on his Persian, so he can stop recover and Trick Room, but maybe he wants Porygon to Trick Room. Maybe he's like, come on, Alex, I'm giving you the chance. Like, I know you have Torkoal. Like, let's see it.
Right.
And okay, also something interesting to note is that if Alex does have that Lilligant in the back, Markus no longer has Misty Terrain. So with Tapu Fini going down, that does mean that it's possible that even a Pokemon like like Arcanine, which is normally a pretty good answer to Lilligant. Oh, but it's Mudsdale.
Ooh, it's Mudsdale. Didn't see that one coming.
Did not see that one coming. Oh no, he's gonna foul play the Mudsdale. Oh, the Porygon too?
Porygon slot.
Oh, that was so clever. He got an attack boost. That's why that KO'd.
Yep. This is going to be interesting because he's actually going to give Mudsdale the oh my gosh, that did so much.
Oh my god, horse on horse crime, dude. That was a lot of damage. Holy cow.
I thought it would be able, honestly, to take that a little bit better.
Yeah. Mudsdale's the dirt horse.
Yeah. And we do see Torkoal in the back. So this is going to be really interesting because we're playing with so many Pokemon that normally operate under Trick Room, like Torkoal, Mudsdale, and Snorlax, but there's no Trick Room up. So Persian's kind of like the odd cat out here, but we did see the foul play, and I don't know, I don't know whether foul play would knock out Mudsdale, but that return did a lot more than I was thinking. So the one thing that Alex does have in his favor is that he knows there's no Tapu Fini in the back. And so he might just try to go for that Fire Z move on the Snorlax. But once again, the scary thing about like big Z moves in this game is like if you call it incorrectly, then you waste your one big opportunity to pick up a knockout. And then Snorlax, if it doesn't get Z moved and survives through it, then it'll be able to stick around for a lot longer. So this is really close. I really like the adjustments Alex has made, but he probably took a little bit more damage than he wanted to with that Mudsdale. Now he goes pretty low in the back as well. And now he doesn't do too much damage. But we actually just see the parting shot come out from Persian. So that's a really smart play because it actually means that even if he goes for the Z move here with Torkoal, he's not going to be able to pick up a knockout. So parting shot's going to come out, and that does allow Markus to get a free switch in here. It's going to be that Arcanine. Going to get that Intimidate off. That Intimidate's really important against the Mudsdale because Mudsdale is one of those super offensive physical type Pokemon. So double Intimidate comes out. High horsepower is going to come out. It's going to target down the Snorlax slot, but with that Intimidate, it shouldn't do too much damage. We do see the Fire Z move come out.
Wow. Okay, so that was a really, really clever parting shot from Markus because otherwise that Fire EMZ could just totally annihilate his Snorlax. And I don't know my calcs, but
I think this could still maybe knock out.
I think it could. Honestly, let's see. Shooting a massive bullet of flames into Snorlax. Is it going to be enough? Snorlax in an explosion, but it's thick. Fat. Oh, not enough, unfortunately. Return coming out.
That was such a great play by Markus. A super safe one at that, but that is so good. You see, Return does that much damage to Torkoal.
That's a lot of damage.
Markus is in a position now where Arcanine's the fastest Pokemon on the field and threatens both Mudsdale and Torkoal with Flare Blitz. I mean, obviously, you'll probably want to Flare Blitz Mudsdale. And now you can't really switch into Flare Blitz because its defense is so low. It's already taken so much damage. So those are really clever play by Markus because...
Quick Claw Mudsdale!
No.
Yes, it just happened. I'm in it for the memes. Alex Ogloza says, Alex Ogloza, you've gotten your memes. That might actually put Torkoal. It might put Snorlax into KO range from Torkoal. Flare Blitz coming out, and Mudsdale does have a defense boost. It's probably going to pick up the KO. With a critical hit, it does.
Yeah, that's
Quick Claw Mudsdale just bring Alex Ogloza back into this one. Flamethrower.
Is he going to pick up the knockout? If he does, that's absolutely huge. He's at -1, but the sun is up. I don't think it's enough.
He needed a crit. Alex Ogloza putting his heart and his soul into this game, believing in this Pokemon. Markus is laughing. Markus is giggling to himself. He's saying, he. Quick Claw Mudsdale is funny, and I honestly agree with him. Nihilego is the last Pokemon on Alex's side of the field. I don't think it's going to be enough here, thanks to that Persian, thanks to that Arcanine, thanks to the Snorlax. I don't know.
That was such a good attempt, though, honestly. Like, sure, it's like a 3-0 or a 3-1 at the end of all this, but like that was really well played by Alex. And
could not agree more.
Markus's parting shot really making that difference. We do see the Sludge Bomb go off on the Snorlax, but all Markus has to do is just double up into that slot with the Return and Flare Blitz because now he goes defense is so low. Now he goes to that Beast Boost, but that's not really going to matter. Flare Blitz is going to come out, and that should be able to seal up the game and the victory for Markus.
Markus is losing his mind. I can see him. He's laughing really hard. But yeah, that was an amazing set by Alex. Although it was a 2-0, I really feel like had a few things gone differently. Oh, and Alex is applauding Markus. So great sportsmanship there by Alex. And yeah, what a cool team. Like what a cool, unconventional. Both these teams are very unlike the other teams in the tournament. So unfortunately, Alex is knocked out of the tournament, but he's still putting on an amazing show, and he still did like really such an amazing job. And thank you so much to Alex for doing this. And like had a few things gone differently, I wouldn't be surprised if Alex was like, based on those games alone, he could have been 2-0, and it was pretty like if Mudsdale's close combat had crit there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it would have been, I think it would have KO'd Snorlax, and then that might have been it, So
that's the scariest thing about all those, like using bulky Pokemon, because it's like, oh, like all I have to do is not get crit. But if I do get crit, I get completely
game
screwed.
over. Yeah.
I know both of us were using kind of bulkier teams in this tournament and in general. I remember actually, one of the first times I thought about the game a little bit more was a conversation we had where you're like, you can't get flinched if you're going first. So when you use bulk, you're more open to getting flinched by Rock Slide or opening to get crit more when you're using slower teams. So it's really interesting because this tournament we've seen a mix of like super hyper offensive teams like Shomas and Sejuns. Then we've seen super defensive, more trick room oriented, swap out intimidates, decrease your opponent's stats, increase your stats. So that was credits to Alex there. Alex actually I know he was like super sick earlier this week, and so he barely had enough effort even playing it. So I just want to give him credit because he's obviously like an incredible guy, and to me, it's really exciting to see him, be back in the scene. Alex, I know, is one of those guys that like takes things really seriously, but also at the end of the day just wants to have fun and make sure that everyone else has a fun time. So he gave a great show. I really enjoyed his team. And like you said, if one or two turns played out differently, honestly, in all the games he played, he definitely could have won both of the sets that he played in. And hopefully we get to see more of him in the future, because it's nice to see, someone who is as competitive as him back in the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, in a tournament as stacked as this one, there is absolutely no shame in going 0-2. That's all I want to say. Yeah, so guys, we are going to go into the break for before the interview with Markus. If he's still awake, he might be asleep. We don't know. He's really tired. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you back in a second. And thank you to Geico Gaming and ONOG Esports for the amazing opportunity to play in and commentate this and bring the show to you guys. So we're going to cut to a break. We will be right back. Please enjoy the break.
How's it going, everybody? We are back with the winner of the last match, Markus Stader, who took a very impressive 2-0 victory against Alex Ogloza, both former national champions. That was so intense, honestly. How did that feel, Markus?
Dude, so yeah, as most of you guys are probably aware, it's pretty late in my place, and commentary is also pretty exhausting. I'm pretty sure those guys like Wolf and Aaron can agree with that. So I don't know, like the set against Enosh, then on top of that, and then like stream had some problems, so we had to wait between that. So like, but I mean, of course, I like wanted to stay up and play my games. But yeah, I'm a little bit confused, I guess. But I'm doing fine. I mean, yeah, like all props to Alex, who despite being sick and not really having the time to prepare for this, came out here with a really cool team. And I mean, the quick law on the must say, I just lost it there.
That was pretty ridiculous. That close comment at a crit, he might have had a chance coming back.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, and then we would have played like another game. Dude, I thought first game it was going well, and I thought, okay, like maybe I can get like a quick win, and then like play the second game, and then we'll see there.
That's what we thought too. Yeah.
And then I was losing mon after mon, and he had Torkoal Pargas. And then I think, like in the end, I could have lost too if he had overheat on Torkoal, because then he like could have reversed his own trick room, protected Torkoal, and then overheat plus whatever attack probably is enough to KO.
Right.
So, Sun actually would have expired, but if you missed high horsepower, if you'd gone for high horsepower and missed, like it might have been the end. Yes. So obviously you're exhausted. How are you feeling tomorrow going up against? Oh, you don't know yet. Going up as the loser of Viera and Enosh.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't see too much of like Alex against Viera, but going up against Viera is always pretty cool. But his team looks like super crazy. I don't know. I kind of feel like the rematch against Enosh, like that's kind of what I would want, since that set was just like pretty cool. Yeah. And with all the information now being out there, I'm pretty sure Enosh is someone who then would like be super prepared and know exactly what to do. And I want to play against like those type of players, like if I'm playing in an invitational like this, I want to play against like a top-notch prepared Enosh and see what I can do there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think we want to hold you too much longer. You've been up all day. Thank you so much for putting time to both compete at a high level and commentate.
Exactly. Yeah, I just wanted to like give a shout out to everyone from Europe who's still watching, and I hope we'll be back tomorrow night as well.
Thank you, Markus.
Cool. Thanks, Markus.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.